All right, so this is fight 286, and it's against a woman named Namgulap. That was Rotnarong on the left right there with this kid with the bleached hair. The guy next to him is Rotnarong. This was a daytime fight, so this was for Songkran, Turkey. We'll see him in a minute. Daytime fights are crazy. They're awesome because you just like get it done and then drive home. But it's also very hot in Thailand, so daytime fights are quite hot. Very different feel from like a nighttime fight. But technically you're just doing all the same things. You warm up the same way, you wait around the same way, you fight the same way. And under this hangar, it was actually much cooler than I would have thought. It's April. Songkran is April, which is very, very hot time in Thailand. Turkey was very concerned about me controlling this fighter's arms. She's much bigger than me, like she's very tall and weighed more than me. We didn't weigh in, so I don't know how much she weighs, but I would have guessed around like 54. So significantly bigger, taller. Because she's tall, Turkey told me that he really wanted me to control her arms and to get, I think like a side control is what he was asking me to do. Everyone is wearing these Hawaiian shirts because it's Songkran. That's a thing that you do, is you wear kind of like flower shirts, part of the season. Songkran is long. It's like 9 days long. But there's lots of fights during Songkran. It's a great time for fights. Namgulap's name means like a rose thorn, a thorn on a rose. This guy's asking me, have I fought before? And I'm like, yeah, I've fought a lot before. Namgulap is an older fighter. She's 34. So she's actually from an era of fighters that I read about when I first came to Thailand and was teaching myself. I took lessons in Thai, so I didn't teach myself how to read and write Thai. I took lessons from a tutor, but then in practicing and really being able to read and write in Thai, I was reading Muay Thai magazine. And they had a section that would cover women's Muay Thai. And I don't remember reading about Namgulap, but her era, like her era of fighters, is who I was reading about when I first got here. So this is like Sao Sing, Mary, Chomani, Lomani, Loma, Duanapa, Peach, like all these women fighters from her era I was following. So I was really excited when I found out that she's from that era. And she's quite decorated. She was S1 champion, which is One Song Chai at 108. She was Thailand champion at 112, and then something that's like the Women's Thailand Club, which I haven't heard of, but maybe had to do with the section of the Muay Thai magazine that I used to read. She was 115-pound champion of that. So very experienced. Two old ladies in the ring against each other here. But she's from Buriram. She's actually from not far from where we're fighting here. And so she was home for Songkran and fighting up here during the holidays. And Mary, who I mentioned as being from her era, is also from right up in here. They fought each other 8 times. I fought Mary once for a WMC title, I think, at 52 kilos back in maybe 2015 or something like that. That's when I had Diesel and Karahat in my corner. It was a very, very significant, meaningful fight for me, even though it didn't do well in it. But Mary has appeared when I fought up here in Buriram. She's been actually like ringside, and I was so excited to see her. She's at Kong Sita now. You can see her on like LWC and RWS and kind of like entertainment Muay Thai now. She's having like a second career. She's very, very strong now. Namgulap has a really nice raw Muay. Again, I don't get to see my opponent's raw Muays when I'm doing my own, and I am focused on my own thing, so that's okay. But it's absolutely beautiful. These gloves they gave us were ridiculous. They're Velcro and very like bulbous. So my hand was just kind of like loose in there because the cavity inside is like really big. And then they put tape around the Velcro so that it stays on, but I could actually after the fight just take them off without taking the tape off also. it's one of those things that like you have a complete lack of control over any of the elements that are around fights when you go, equipment and that kind of thing. I was having a problem with my cup, which is that I've had it for a very long time, and it is the plastic part that protects you never wears out. That thing is forever, but the elastic had like dried out because I've been using it for many years, and it actually broke. So you can see the string hanging down from my shorts, and this guy points it out to fix it, and so I basically was like, just tuck it up into my waistband. I was asking Kevin to do it, and Turkey had ended up doing it, and I was very like, I did not want to be on the ring with people dealing with my cup. When boys have a cup issue, they actually get out of the ring in order to fix it, but it only took a second, so thank God that was dealt with quickly. I fixed it. I put a new elastic on it after this fight. So Turkey is a fighter from the Golden Age. He was called Mr. Disc Break Teep because he could just stop people with his teep. He's like a power femur. He's in the Muay Thai Library. I actually really, really like his style. He was very strong back in the day. And he's a cool corner because he has a lot of energy. He's the one who books these fights for me. And I come up and it's like him and his wife just taking care of me. But I really like him as a corner man. He has a cool vitality to him. So you can see our size difference here. When she puts her leg up, like, I'm putting my knee up because I'm trying to like teep and jab. When she puts her knee up, it's like in my face. She's so much taller. Here I am with my hands again, like trying to punch my way in. I've been working with Chai Sasakun and doing some boxing fights, so I'm basically working on transfer, like weight transfer kind of stuff, and I have more of that in this fight than I have previously, which made me happy. I'm a little bit light in this fight because I had a really bad flu a week before this fight. I had to go to the hospital and get an IV. It was really bad, and I didn't eat for like 4 days, so I lost some weight. I'm a little bit small in this fight, but I was recovered by the time we come to this fight, but I had no energy. Nice follow there. She like pushes me off and follows with that kick. You can also see in her face, she is very practiced in the like, none of this bothers me. Muay Thai is very performative. I don't have that part yet. I don't have the fight in my face anymore that I had when I was earlier in my career, but I definitely don't have the name that I see in my opponents. Oh, that teeth is like right up in my face. Oh. So I decided to go low because she's so tall. She's stalling me there. When she reaches her leg around, like clamps me with her leg, that's to stop my knees. I put my knee up as like a fake, and she just teeped it and totally threw me sideways. But the announcer's talking about how my son means like I'm not interested or I don't care about being kind of like juggled. So I guess I look pit bull-like, bulldog, I don't know. Here, I landed a knee that scores, so I'm starting to get into the distance that I want, nearing the end of this first round. Going low again. And I am strong enough that I'm able to, as she's trying to stall my right leg, I just kneed her with my left leg because I can stand on it. I am so tired. Like I'm not feeling this fight. So Turkey is telling me you don't have to rush. I think he was basically like, take your time. It's the early rounds. Like it doesn't matter whether I become really dominant in these early rounds or not. He wants me to lock her. So he's like, go in and lock her, but not rush. Kevin's trying to get my attention. I don't know what he was telling me to do. Her corner's very animated too. Look at that. Kevin's telling me to stop doing something. Stop doing something that I'm doing. I like this ref. He had a very nice manner. I liked the way that he refed. I liked his energy. He's handsome. He's very nice. But he has this very kind of like, he's bringing energy into the ring without interrupting us ever. 2 kicks in a row. Jumping teep from Sylvie because I'm just trying to cover some distance. I'm so far away. All right, here we go. Finding my way in. I landed that elbow. I'm very proud of that because it's like a Yokin Pon, like over the top elbow, and I actually bloodied her nose. She had a little bit of a cut when I saw her after the fight, but it looked like she was bleeding from the nose rather than under the nose. But there's this lady who's like a gambler over here who points it out later in this round. This one with the white shirt. Here, I'm really getting dominant positions in the clinch now. So that gambling lady is pointing out that she's bleeding from the nose. So basically, I'm just taking some strikes at that super long distance that I cannot strike from and just take that and then come in. And then once I'm in close, I'm basically using my strength in order to get positions that I can score from. And she likes to kind of like score and then tie me up. So she's not able to score a lot in those tie-ups, whereas I'm able to continue scoring in those tie-ups. So I'm like creeping up both positionally and in actual scores. Like here, that's an unanswered knee. Like pushing my hair back, I'm so frustrated. Staying in, get in. So here I'm just trying to like control her arms so that I can get to a balanced position to score. She's getting a couple of knees in there because she's basically just like positioning them. They're not hurting me other than me being very tired. I'm totally off the ground right there. So you can see me like, I have to keep chasing. But in this fight, as I'm coming in and actually getting into a position that I want to be in at that close range, I'm able to score from that close range. And because I'm so much smaller, I think I'm getting credit on those scorecards for being able to kind of not be affected by what she's doing. So in my last fight, my opponent was very unaffected by me, and in this fight, I'm getting credit for being very unaffected by my bigger opponent. Someone's yelling yum 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 yum, which means like great. I don't know who was yelling that, so I don't know if that was for the fight in general or if that was for me or my opponent. You can see that in the corner it can be very like energetically overwhelming. People are not telling me conflicting things. They're basically telling me things that complement each other. But in general, even if you don't speak Thai and you don't know exactly what they're saying, that energy is they're like, they want you to go. Like, now it's time. It's round 3. It's time to kind of start taking it. Turkey is telling me to lock her and knee. So basically I'm getting these good positions on the inside, but I'm not scoring as much as he wants me to. So yes, on the position, but score while you're in there. And then the guy in the flower shirt is telling me to score on my way in. So like punch the body, punch up top, and then lock. Oh, the ring card girl over here on the right. She's wearing a traditional like Songkran shirt. Very demure. Like she's wearing opaque tights. Very different from like a ring card girl in a stadium that is a little more scantily clad. So Namgulap must have been told the same thing as me, except instead of coming in and scoring, they want her to stay out and score. So now we have opposite styles competing with each other. She's trying to stop me with her leg hook, and I'm basically just kneeing around it. I gotta go though. Stay in. Oh, 3 knees from Namgulap. That's 4. That's a very good score for her right there. So I gotta go. Score again. But here now she's just keeping her knee on me, which is a stall, which is not a point. And I'm trying to score on the inside of that. The ref is warning us because you're not allowed to grab the ropes. So she asked the ref to let her go to her corner so that they could tie her shorts. You have like equipment and clothing malfunction. That happens. Like sometimes you've got to put a boob back in. Sometimes you have a cup issue. Sometimes you need to fix your shorts, blah, blah, blah. It's not super typical to stop the fight in order to retie your shorts. That was nice of the ref. She was probably just trying to get a little bit of rest, which actually backfired for her. That break made me come in much harder, and I think it allowed her to kind of like take her energy down to try to rest, and so we're meeting each other at different energies now. There's another elbow from me, cross-facing and putting her in a bad position. Darn. There's another upward elbow. So they're trying to take this, the corner is trying to claim that she's snuffing me, but I'm actually off balancing her and landing scoring knees. When she's putting her knee up, that's just a snuff, that's not a score. And now I'm like flopping her down onto the ground. She's laughing, showing that this is like a slip or something. It's a performative thing to do. It's a good idea to act like, oh, I didn't really get put down, I slipped. Who knows what the refs will believe. Here again, she's just trying to stop it. If she stops it, that's good for her, but if it looks like she's trying to stall and I'm scoring on top of it, that's much better for me. It's a lot of like struggling here for position. I think her head is slightly out of the ropes. They're yelling for me to go. I really have to like take this round. I got a big point when I put her on the ground there, and now I'm kind of doing it again, like this breaking of the root here and putting her head down and getting her knees all the way onto the canvas. These are all really big dominant moments for me. So I got round 3, like round 3 has now been taken. And so it's a matter of claiming that lead and probably doing a little bit more in order to kind of like blow it open. But you can see the difference in energy. They're still very agitated and excited, but they're excited like, yes, keep doing this. Kevin wants me to get my right hand inside. It's being kind of stuck on the outside. I'm dying. I was so tired. That round took a lot out of me. I didn't have the flu anymore, but I just was not recovered from my body having gone through that. That's fine. You can fight when you're very tired. It's not a big deal, but it changes what you're able to choose and what you're able to do within that fight when you're that exhausted. I was basically like, I don't think I can do again what I just did. I don't think that I have the energy to do that again. So I was basically in my head like, how do I not do that again, but still keep this lead and maybe climb even higher? She comes over and hugs me at round 4 as though this is round 5. There was a confusion, like the way that I fought this, and that made a couple of people around us think that this was the final round. The announcer's saying round 4, like it's clear. There's a nice score from me. Getting caught on the ropes a little bit. I need to pull her off the rope for sure. Like the way we keep getting like clambered up in the ropes, I am able to score in it, but if I pulled her into the middle of the ring, I probably could do a lot more damage. She's trying to femur her way through this round now. She's probably also very tired in a different way, but neither of us are like, we're gonna go whole hog on round 4. Working my way in, landing a knee to the middle. She's trying to go over my leg, and I managed to snuff her out. It's hard as a Muay Thai fighter to be the one who's blocking. You want to score and block and then score again, but you don't want to be just snuffing as the Muay Thai fighter because you actually are trying to do all the knees. I landed a kick on her. I almost never land kicks, and so I decided to use that as the point that allows me to start dancing backwards. The reason I'm doing a dance-off in round 4 is because I'm so exhausted from being sick. And so I'm trying to claim this as like, okay, I've done enough. I've totally won this fight. This is what you do in round 5, not round 4, which is why Kevin got really confused and thought this was round 5. But again, the way it started was a little bit confusing with her giving me the hug, like, okay, now we're done. I'm basically trying to claim the lead now so that I don't have to fight so hard in round 5. But she's doing the same thing. I don't know if she thought it was round 5 or if she had the same idea that I did, which was like, I'm just going to claim it. She came to hug me just now, which makes me think she thought that was round 5. It's very quiet now. People are very confused. There's not a lot of cheering because, again, we just fought that like a round 5. I'm struggling. I think Turkey thought that I didn't know that it was 5. As a Muay Thai fighter, you really cannot do what I just did. I was taking a huge gamble because while I did win round 3, I didn't blow out round 3 to the point of like, you can't even catch me anymore. I made this fight closer with this round than it needed to be than if I had just done more of what I had done in round 3 in round 4. But again, I just didn't have it in me and I had to make some choices. When Yodkin Khan watched this fight after the fact, he said something that I really liked. He said, you know when to invest and when to pay off. So he was basically like giving me credit for being clever and knowing when to use my energy. I just literally had to try because I could not do what I did in round 3. So here I basically, because of how I fought round 4, had to keep claiming that lead that I had claimed in round 4. But I did have to come forward a little bit in round 5. So I'm starting to dance back already. That was probably like 30 seconds of round 5. I should have come forward for about a minute of round 5. Do what you can. I'm basically trying to now like make very clear it would be insane for anyone to think that I had not won this fight. It took me a long time to learn how to do a round 5 like this, where you basically tell someone that they have to come after you. I don't like going backwards, so sometimes I don't go backwards enough, and Kevin is like, stop coming forward. And then sometimes I go backwards to the point where like, it's very boring like this, like there's no engagement. But I basically just have to block, like I basically just have to protect my lead. That was a good teep from me. Makes it look more dominant. Her corner's excited, like she's blown this out. I didn't think it was close. I don't think that if I thought it was close, I would have been able to fight round 4 the way that I did. So this is all based on my assumption of how it's being scored. I could have been wrong, and then I would have lost this fight and been very upset about it. But I feel very confident that I won this fight. Sometimes you go to the corner with your opponent, which is very nice. I always like, I've seen this in the Golden Age too, where you like go arm in arm to each other's corners. Thank God. It paid off for me. It very, very, very easily could have not. I love this picture. I have this photo that he took here. It's very sweet. Namgulap and I have become friends. I went and got her Facebook after to be able to send her photos in case Kevin had some really nice ones. And we've chatted back and forth. She's very sweet. She lives in Bangkok with her cat. Turkey is very happy with me here. He's very happy with the win, but I think that he was betting on a knockout, and he was very upset that I didn't do in round 4 what he was screaming at me to do after round 3. And after this fight, when I went back to the mat and was just like, thank God that came out the way that it did, he was like, if you had fought like that in Royette, you would have lost. Like, okay, but I didn't fight in Royette, so I guess I got lucky in this sense. And I do think that I'm lucky that it went the way it did. The promoter's happy. So even though there was a what the hell from Kevin and Turkey, still happy with the performance. He's telling me to come up on the stage to take photos with the VIP. The VIP are usually like local government people. This is my referee coming over to take a photo. Also, that's a ring card girl right in the front there. Very cute. So with the VIP people, you always just want your head to be lower than theirs. I'm a woman, so I didn't sit on the couch with them, but it's not a huge deal. They're not monks or anything like that, but basically just put your head lower than people who are socially or powerfully higher than you or who are older than you. Where your head is in Thailand is kind of a show of respect. So I just took those gloves right off. Did not have to untape them. Because it was Songkran, Kevin and I were a little worried we were going to be like squirted with water the entire day. And it was great. Like it was, I got squirted by one lady who was like 50 years old. She squirted me and then was like, oh, are you fighting today? I'm in a bad mood. So like, even though I won, I wasn't happy with my performance. I stand by my decision, but again, it was very weird. And Francis from Watana Gym, had a fighter that was right after me. So I'm telling Kevin, Prudhomme's son was, I think, going to be the next fight. So Kevin went over to try to photograph that, and I went over to the mat to frustratingly take off my own wraps and sulk about my fight a little bit. Again, daytime fights, so weird. Like normally this would all just be pitch darkness. Turkey, it's like, okay, not my happy fight, but okay.
Howdy. We are outside of fight 286 in Buriram. I fought another older fighter. Her name is Namgulap, which is an amazing name. It means like rose's thorn. And she's from like South Singh's era. She is like multiple time champion. She's 34 years old, which is very cool. I was very tired in the ring. It's a day fight. I was sick last week. I actually felt great in training this week, so I thought that I was going to do really well in the fight, but I really was struggling there. I had a little bit of a very weird round 4 and 5 where I decided to dance off very early, which is very strategically odd for a Muay Thai fighter. And I'm very lucky that it panned out. Not a strategy I think that I'll be taking in the future, but happy that it worked out in this fight. So win, fight 286 against Namgulap in Buriram. Thank you to Turkey for making this fight for me and cornering for me. Thank you to Yotun Khan for sparring with me, Krugai for holding pads for me, Khan Ramba for having clinch partners, and yeah, happy Songkran.